The Los Angeles Lakers are back. After winning the title in 2020, the team flamed out in back-to-back seasons, losing in the first round in 2021 and missing the playoffs entirely in 2022. But thanks to some very good moves from GM Rob Pelinka, this team bounced back last season and made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. They did get swept by the Nuggets, but as ESPN's Windhorst says, it was the most competitive sweep in NBA history. Now to build on that, the team arguably won the 2023 offseason as well. From last season's playoff rotation, they only lost Dennis Schroder and Lonnie Walker. Any other departures played 10 minutes or less per game in the playoffs. But they added guys like Christian Wood, Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, Jaxson Hayes, Cam Reddish, and first-round pick Jalen Hood-Schifino. They also re-signed key free agents like Austin Reaves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell. It was a great offseason from Pelinka and just added to the great last 12 months he's had. When you add this to the top two of LeBron and AD, this team is going to be very good once again. They should be much improved from a team that was very good last season. If they match up with the Nuggets again, they will not get swept. Austin Reaves continued to emerge as a real guy at the FIBA World Cup and is the third member of a legitimate Big Three with Bron, AD, and himself. The Los Angeles Lakers are the deepest team in the West. Now let's take a deeper look at why. Before we get into the team that can win LA's second title in 5 years, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 91% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. A lot of people were laughing at the Lakers when they were down, calling them a joke and a clown show, and constantly ridiculing them for the acquisitions of Russell Westbrook and Kendrick Nunn, neither of whom worked out. But the team flipped them into 4 legitimate players, and that really changed everything. The team went 18-9 after the trade deadline, the best record in the entire Western Conference over that span. It turned into a playoff success as well, as the team went all the way to the conference finals, a huge accomplishment for a team that started the season 2-10 and was given less than a 1% chance to make the playoffs. And after a great offseason, the team will be even better this season. But that relies on the players, so let's talk about the stacked roster in Los Angeles. When talking about the Lakers, you have to start with a player that many consider to be the greatest to ever do it, LeBron James. Despite the fact that he's about to enter his age 39 season, he's still one of the best players in the league. He averaged 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists per game last season. It was his worst three-point shooting season since 2016, but he still found ways to be very productive. He also showed that he could still give it everything he had, playing all 48 minutes in the team's last game of the season against the Nuggets, finishing with 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. We've never seen a player play at this level this late into their career, so we're kind of in an unprecedented territory here, but I believe he'll be at a similar level this season. Then you have to shift to his partner in crime, Anthony Davis. He had arguably his best season in LA last year, and it was a real bounce back for him. For the year, he averaged 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game. He really accepted being in the post again and completely dominated down low. He was also historically good defensively in the 2023 playoffs, where he had 26 blocks against the Grizzlies, 13 against the Warriors, and 11 against the Nuggets. It was a block party for AD. He showed everyone that he is still the best defender at the rim and that getting any bucket over him would be a challenge. He also added in 22 steals over the course of the playoff run, which for a big man is extremely impressive. Then you have to talk about the emerging third star and third-year guard Austin Reaves. He was very limited alongside Russell Westbrook because it took the ball out of his hands, but Reaves really thrives as a lead ball handler. After the trade deadline, he averaged 17 points and 5 assists per game, while shooting 46% from 3. If he can put up those numbers for a whole season, it would be great to see, but many expect even more. He took it to his highest level on the highest stage he's seen, as he really balled out in the Western Conference Finals. He averaged 21 points and 5 assists per game in the series, while shooting an insane 56% from 3. Many even wondered why the team didn't let him create his own shot more often because he was so effective, but I'm sure Coach Ham will put the ball in his hands more often this season. Then we should shift to another playoff star in Rui Hachimura. He spent the first 2.5 seasons of his career with the Wizards, and pretty clearly didn't want to be there. Many felt as if the coaching staff was misusing him, but eventually the Wizards got tired of it too and dealt him away for a bag of chips. All the Lakers essentially had to give up was Kendrick Nunn, who wasn't even really a rotation guy. His numbers in the regular season weren't great, but he stepped up in the playoffs. For the postseason, he averaged 12 points per game and shot a very efficient 56% from the field and 49% from three. If you take out a somewhat subpar Warriors series, then his numbers would sit around 15 points per game. He was rewarded with a 3-year, $51 million contract. I expect him to start at the 4 spot this season. I already have a whole video out on Cam Reddish, so I won't go into his situation, but I'll take us to Christian Wood now. After spending a whole summer not getting drafted, he eventually signed a near minimum deal for 2 seasons with the Lakers. I know he comes as somewhat of a headache and not a great defender, but the Lakers aren't lacking defense, that's where they specialize. They need more offense, which he can provide. Even in a season where his head coach seemed to have something against him in 2023, he still managed to put up 17 points, 7 rebounds, and a block per game. He's an extremely talented offensive player and will give the team a huge spark off the bench. Who knows, maybe he can even end up taking the starting spot. Then we should talk about the 2 guys battling for the starting point guard spot. The returning guy is D'Angelo Russell, who the team re-signed this offseason. He does have an all-star appearance in his past. He's also quietly coming off the most efficient season of his career, averaging 17 points and 6 assists per game, while shooting 47% from the field and 40% from 3. For a player who has long been considered an inefficient scoring type, it was a great season for him. He was also horrendous in the Western Conference Finals, averaging just 6 points per game while shooting 32% from the field and 13% from 3. That leads us to the competitor for the starting role in former Miami Heat point guard Gabe Vincent. Comparatively, he was great in the Eastern Conference Finals, averaging 16 points per game and shooting 49% from the field and 52% from 3. He hasn't played to that level in the regular season yet, but maybe he would if given the opportunity to start. Vincent feels more like a natural fit alongside LeBron and Reaves than D'Lo does. In terms of lineup, the starters to start the year will likely be D'Lo, Reaves, LeBron, Hachimura, and Davis. Then the second unit should be Vincent, Reddish, Prince, Vanderbilt, and Wood. Guys like Max Christie, Hood-Schifino, and Jaxson Hayes could get some minutes as well. So what should we expect from the Lakers in 2024? On the low end, they could finish in the play-in tournament once again and fight to make the playoffs that way. I'd say the only way that happens is if both LeBron and AD face long injuries. On the high end, the Lakers could finish as a top 2 seed in the West and win their 18th title. Expect the team to have at least 2 All-Stars in Bron and AD, and there could be a push for Reaves to get in as well. The Lakers are 100% back and are legitimately one of the best teams in the entire league. They're extremely talented top to bottom and have the argument as the deepest team in the league. The defense should be near the top again this season, and I expect the offense to take a step forward. They're going to be really fun to watch this season. The Lakers are the deepest team in the West. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.